Coming to you every Tuesday, or sometimes Wednesday, or sometimes Thursday.
Whenever Jamie gets around to it.
Or whenever Jules gets around to editing and sends me stuff, and then I remember to post it on Monday.
It's a really efficient system we have here.
We're trying, okay? We all got jobs.
Yeah.
We're all doing stuff because you fuckers won't give us any money.
Right.
Yeah.
Money me, please. Money me
to
now.
me.
Money.
So that being said, welcome to another episode of Murder Schmurder. If you want to help support us so we don't have to work any more goddamn jobs and can actually produce our episodes more efficiently,
pretty sweet.
sign up for our Patreon. You'll see links on all of our bios on any of our socials at Trashville_USA. Or just email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com, and we'll give you contact info to just send money straight into my bank account.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just donate enough to the Patreon. We'll just give you Grant's address.
Right. It all comes down to the law of attraction, my
Depends on
friends.
the number.
It depends.
If
right?
you believe it,
If you donate the
receive
address amount,
and then you
we'll give it to
achieve
you.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Manifestation.
Manifestation. Yeah. So if
Manifest
you
destiny.
manifest $10 into Jamie's bank account, good things will happen to you.
I'm more into woman festing, but you guys can manifest.
It is 2025, y'all.
That's right.
And it is March, which is Women's History Month.
Yes,
Oh.
pest control. I've got a woman festation.
You
I
can go to
am
a
getting
doctor
nagged
for that.
at all day.
I know trash day is Thursday. I just forget every once in a while, all right?
Listen, I don't like rinsing the dishes before putting in the dishwasher. I'm going to put it in raw.
Are you serious?
And for,
Raw dog in the dishwasher.
there you go.
It's crazy.
And for all you hardcore fans of us, you might hear a familiar voice
We've got a couple familiar voices.
And a new one.
And a new one.
and a new one.
Who's all here
I'll
in
tell
the
you
studio?
what, we'll start. I'm Austin.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I'm Jamie.
Oh, nice.
And I'm Joseph.
Oh, really? Very cool. Oh, right. Grant. Sorry.
And
And special guests.
Drum roll, please. Who is this man?
We got Pierce.
Chef Pierce in the house.
Chef Pierce is in here to cook us a story.
that's right.
And who else we got?
We got another special guest. Introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? My name is Xander.
Xander.
You know, I
Xander.
go by Z Wild online.
Z Wild.
Z Wild.
Z Wild Xander, the first timer. Let's do it.
Yep.
And Xander
3
is
days.
Pierce's brother,
Yes.
Or so we're told.
or so we're told.
Picked
So
him
we've
up
been
in the
led to
streets.
believe. But so much more
I
than
can see
that.
it. I can see it.
He was the cheapest hourly
Definitely
rate
in
I
like
could think
the. You can definitely see it in the eyebrows.
My real
You
brother
guys
won't
got the
talk to
same
me.
brows, dude. Yeah.
of. We got the same parents.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I guess for the most part. Hey, adopt a kid today.
So today's opening bit is we're going to be talking for a second about a dude named Richard Bebo Russell,
Bebo.
known as the Sky King. If anybody has listened to a YouTube video about Mr. Bebo. So Mr. Bebo, in August 2018, August 10th, he hijacked a airplane from...
I was gonna say we just talked
tie-in.
about. Yeah,
we
we
just talked about this?
we
DB
just did an
Cooper.
episode of DB Cooper last week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So
Yeah,
this
keep-
dude...
yeah.
So...
Modern times.
He worked at the airport. He was a dude who would taxi the airplanes from place to place.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was taxiing an airplane that did its last run of the day. It landed. He was bringing it to the airplane hangar. He brought it in, turned it around, and then re-brought it out onto the runway. So this was like when no planes were landing. He had like the perfect tailwind. It was like the perfect spot and opportunity for him to take off. He spent like a couple years asking everybody, all the pilots and everything. He's like, "Hey man, like, what does this do? What does that do?"
Right.
Played a lot of video games
If I
and all
was
that
to
stuff.
steal one of these, how would I get away with it?
How do you turn one of these things on?
So what's the difference between this and Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Nothing.
Basically nothing.
Yeah, right?
So he does this, gets all the information that he needs. He taxis this airplane out onto the runway, takes off. The whole time that the air traffic control is like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? What are you doing down there?" Being calm like air traffic control. "Hey, excuse me, what are you doing in this airplane?"
Turn the fuck around.
So he takes off, and this is in Seattle. So he takes off, he's in the plane and he's driving around, so he gets to see like the Olympics, the national park and all that stuff. So he's flying around.
Right.
The air communication people are like, "Hey, like what's going on? I need you to land over here." He's like, "Oh, this shit's crazy, man. This is really cool. This is beautiful. Have you guys ever been up here?" He's like, "Oh man, I never thought I'd be able to do this. It's so much fun." Being
having a great
so
time.
pumped.
You hear a beer can opening. Oh God, this is great.
So because he's not a pilot and he never got G-force tested,
cup holder
he's
in this
puking in the cockpit because he's like, this thing is crazy. He's like, "Oh."
This is beautiful.
So he's flying around. The guy's like, "Hey man, I need you to land over here. There's a clear landing. You got to land it down over here." He's like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna be, I'm just gonna travel around. I want to see what this thing can do." He does a barrel roll. In
Hell
a
yeah.
passenger
In a
plane.
737?
It's a, I don't know, I have the number of it, but
dude.
so he does a barrel roll, but then he also does like the loop de loop.
Loop-de-loop? Yeah.
Dude, fucking
He comes-
Star Fox style.
He comes within 10 feet of the ocean. As he pulls it up, he's like, "Holy fuck, I didn't think this thing was going to be able to do that." And they're like, "Wow, you did a
guy's
great job.
awesome.
Please land the plane."
Great job, buddy. Bring it now. Bring it back now, please.
He goes,
That's why I will never be an air traffic controller. It's like, dude, that was sick. Do that again. It's like,
so they're like, "Hey man, just land the airplane wherever you can." He's like, "Hey, I got a couple screws loose. I never really knew it until now. I don't really want to land it, so I'm just gonna put this thing down. And I got a lot of people who care about me, and I'm really sorry, and I hate to put them through this, but." And he just fucking crashed the airplane into an island. There's still pieces of the airplane on this island.
Whoa.
This guy's a hero.
So like,
I love it.
I think I've
Kamikaze.
crazy shit. And it's like, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, well, if I was going to kill myself, how would I do it? And I'm like, well, I can't copy fucking Bebo now. But
No.
like,
Bebo.
He did it.
Represent.
So what would you guys do? How would you
kinda similar,
take
I feel like.
the life of a
Well,
king?
I've had mine for a long time now. It was just like a bit I was working on.
been thinking about this for a long
that's not worrisome at all.
Yes, yes.
When I
Grant
I
walks
needed to
into
get
like
this
a
off my chest.
psychiatrist's office. Like, I gotta tell you, right off the rip,
Finally, my
I think
time.
about killing myself all the time.
but
Let me tell you
this
how.
very specific way.
Yeah. When I wake up and when I go to bed, this is the first and last things on my head.
No, I've always thought like if you make it, I never thought I'd make it to the age I am, so fucking awesome. But like 75 plus some kind of terminal illness or whatever, I'm just gonna do like what was that, Little Miss Sunshine? Try heroin,
Try
Oh, yeah.
heroin.
Yeah,
Do heroin.
like really
Yeah.
go
Let
for
heroin
heroin,
try
you
you.
know?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Really have a heroin era.
Exactly. See,
I want to come through a
let
couple
heroin
withdrawals
try
and then
me,
bang
you
it
know?
out.
But then
Oh, this does
when
suck.
it gets towards the end,
Nah.
I'm gonna go to like a Corvette dealership or a Porsche, whatever.
Yeah.
On heroin.
Finance
Maybe.
some crazy stuff.
Well, I want to be sharp enough because I got some errands to
Crank.
run, right?
Few errands.
With the
Yeah,
Corvette.
I got some errands to run. So, anyways, hopefully I'm old enough and like I don't know, maybe my credit's good enough. Who cares? But I can figure out a way to test drive it alone. Right. And with really, really nice cars, they'll sometimes let you do that.
Just give him a bag of heroin.
Yeah, I'll give them a bag of heroin and let me test drive it. And then go rob a bank and then swing by a gas station, fill up enough fuel, and then make sure that I'm like have enough to where I can get to where I need to be, but slow enough to where the cops really kind of catch up, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we got some news choppers going at this point now
Okay.
too, right? And then I find the tallest bridge in the area, flick a match, throw it behind me, and then careen off the bridge. So it's just flaming cash going down while the news is capturing it.
I,
And you falling down.
I'm not
Thank
gonna
you.
lie, Grant.
I
I
thought that
thought
was pretty good.
you seem like the kind of person that would be annoying about the whole robbing a bank. Like, you wouldn't steal all the money. You'd be like, I want $100. Like, do you want more? No.
I mean, enough to make a splash. $100 is bullshit, But like,
Yeah.
I don't
In
know,
pesos,
30
you could probably
grand
make
in
a
singles.
cool little thing.
Like a
$50,000
like a
$2
pallet.
bill.
That's what I was
A
going to say. It's
pallet of money?
$50,000.
$2 bills.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Give me the
By the way,
Jeffersons.
it's enough to make a splash because I want that newsreel going for a minute.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Let me think on it. What you got, Austin?
I mean, if you guys remember,
It's
we
good,
did
right?
we did have
I liked it.
a bit a couple episodes ago about violent deaths for men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I would probably do something like that. I would probably find some sort of topical issue
Like a service.
and find a really radical sort of idea on, and then literally die on that hill, surrounded by, I don't know, police.
So you want to die on a debate stand?
No.
okay.
You want
to make a final stand.
I want to make a final stand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You wanted to die on January 6th.
Sort of like, right.
Capitol
Somebody already took my place.
Now you got to do something different.
But no, what was that one guy that we did? It was the guy
Killdozer?
that killed fucking Abraham Lincoln's
John
assassin.
Wilkes Booth.
Oh,
Boston Corbett.
Boston Corbett,
I would be John Wilkes Booth in the cabin, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a good metaphor.
But like, you know, shooting my way out until they finally get me. That's
Okay.
that's how I would die.
I like that.
Death
Yeah.
by cop. That's pretty good.
Not cop. Anybody. Village.
Death by militia.
Right. Militia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, just to piss off like one specific group of people. I'm not sure what that group is yet, but
Right.
then they all come after me.
It'll be in the future.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
know when we know.
We'll know when we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends for my suicide. If I'm just old and like just, you know, I've like had my run, you know what I mean? Like Sarah passes before me, which hopefully not. I called dying first, and I made her promise that she'd let me die first because that's way better.
I don't think there's much question
Dibs.
to that.
Yeah, I did. I was like, we were having one of those like couples talks, you know, and I was like, you think I'll die before you? And she was like, probably. And I was like, yeah, dibs. I'm going to do it first because you're stronger than me. You can go on.
I've had the
I was
same
about
talk.
to say, I think
Yeah.
she would. I think she would thrive, not in a bad way.
Wow.
I think she would
She'd be
like.
so
I mean,
much better off without you.
I mean, I agree, but ow.
I mean, like, I think she would find solace in like tending to her garden and like
Jesus
she,
Christ. Punch me right in the nuts.
she'd be
The loving embrace of her husband is
on.
overtaken by the garden.
You know, just
Xander, can you hold on to that gaping hole in Joseph's jugular real quick?
Fuck, man. Let me pull his knife
Shove
right
a
out.
thumb in it.
I think she'd be doing
Let's see
great,
if he can dig himself out of this.
Yeah, go on.
but I don't think you'd take it well at all.
No.
I think if Sarah died, you'd essentially like turn
be a
into a
wreck.
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I think you'd grow a lot of hair and we'd lose you and you just live in the mountains somewhere.
My hair, I would grow my hair long again. It would get really ugly really quick.
If Sarah died, is that what you're saying?
If Sarah
Yeah.
died,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
thought
think
you were saying-
it would trick some genetic thing in his mind. You know how like grasshoppers turn to locusts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Like that same triggering effect, he just turned into like a different creature.
Yeah, and you know what? Just like Locust, my reckoning will be biblical.
Right.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
turned-
He lost the hair
Let
from
him
his
know.
head and it grew on his back and chest.
But
Right. And then he just goes and eats your crops.
fucking garden, just like fucking dirt and cabbage leaves in my mouth.
Fuck your crap.
Just like take
Yeah,
off
like
into
a
the
possum,
darkness.
like you shine a light on him.
I just become a cryptid. But if I'm very old, I've had my time. Similar to Grant,
Right.
I'm just gonna eat and drug myself to death. I'm just gonna suicide by chocolate, like a dessert. Now,
But it is waffle
I just got like a flashback to that scene at the end of Dodgeball. It's like, I should have won that tournament. He's all fat.
yeah,
Fucking Chuck Norris.
no, it's
You have to crane him out of his house
yeah.
when he finally goes.
It's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be like the whale. I'm going to die jacking off and eating a meatball sauce. That's going to be
Teaching an English class.
well, folks. If you look at Edgar Allan Poe's work, you can tell there's a or suicide by cop. I want to do a killdozer type thing, but instead of the killdozer where I build a dozer and arm it, I want to arm myself as the killdozer. I want to be like in a suit of plate mail. Essentially.
You want to be like
And I
like
want to
a,
walk into Congress with a broadsword.
like a
See
net
how many I can get.
like a net runner from Cyberpunk, huh?
Yeah.
Dude,
I changed my answer. I want to be
kinda
a
love
net
that
runner
idea.
from Cyberpunk.
They're just trying to shoot you, they're just bouncing off you and like hitting senators and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
you idiots.
Mitch McConnell's just like in a like fucking like Vita like blender looking like stasis pod and he's I'm
Like the-
never gonna retire and then the bullet pings off and hits the glass and he's just my juices.
I'm grading.
Oh, Mitch McConnell in a Futurama head. That makes me sad.
It's
Yeah, I
probably,
know.
but
Because
honestly,
it might happen.
I was gonna say of all the senators, it would be Mitch McConnell.
Just
yeah.
not dying.
That fucker's hanging on. That turtle face bitch.
Oh my god! Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She passed away before we got the technology. McConnell will outlast.
It's bulletproof glass.
RFK Jr. now.
You can't kill me.
It's whole milk.
He's just pickled. You can't even see him through the milk, but you know he's there.
I know what you're doing is wrong. It's clarified whole milk.
Oh, God.
You can see through it.
That is a horrible image.
It's unpasteurized.
Oh my god!
Straight from the cow's tent.
Like he's still a senator.
Yeah, he's
It's
still
a
like
beef tallow cat.
he's still head of the health department.
He opens up his mouth, the worm's grown. It looks like Alien.
Oh, I'm picturing pickled eggs floating in there too.
Snacks on it randomly.
Right.
Now a word from Little Mouth. Taxation is theft.
Oh, man. Well, Jamie or Pierce?
Um,
I've been staring at this tequila for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure, but off the top of my head,
I had some ASMR.
I really want.
ooh.
I think I would become a pirate. Like, just
Damn it, Jamie.
You were
Good
so
answer.
pirate pilled, dude.
Did he take yours?
I'm pirate.
I had
You
two,
are
and that was my
pirate
real
pilled.
one.
We got a couple of buccaneers over here.
Like, I think I would join some Somali pirates and just take it to a new level.
Yeah.
Like the idea of you showing up
You-
to Somali pirates, like, can I get in the gang,
No,
boys?
like,
That's
I'm
actually-
the new captain.
That's actually
I don't
great.
give a fuck what you think.
Right.
And then whoever the captain is, kill him immediately.
I'm
But,
the captain
Yeah,
now.
I'm the fucking captain now.
Who's the biggest pirate here?
Now, someone give me a Google Translate because I got a lot of stuff we
You
got to
like
cover.
you like come into Somalia and you actually organize like the pirates.
Organize is a very hard word for.
It's a very generous term for what Jamie's going to do.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Me organizing really anything is you know how
Generous term.
Yeah. I can barely organize this podcast. I was pissing for the listener. I was pissing Joseph off on when we should meet today because essentially I do my normal thing of just like, we'll just show up.
Okay, we had a good
Right,
conversation
which is always
about
fun
it.
for
We
everyone.
did eventually.
Especially the ones
but-
that are really busy.
While we had a
like
good
that shot
conversation,
glass.
I know. This
Yeah, I
is
don't
a
like
tough
the
one.
wobble.
I'm just going to hold it here.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass it
What?
down.
All right, yeah.
I just want to, for the record, I do want to say, I did make that point
Yeah,
that we're
one
all
more
busy
to-
people. We all have schedules and we all want to do stuff, right? And set things up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great conversation we had. It was very open, communicative, but it did feel a little bit like I was explaining to a second grader the concept of being accountable and having a schedule. So I'm like, am I making sense? Am I being crazy?
Yeah,
It's
at
like,
one point he was like, "Am I crazy?" I was like, "Well, to me, yeah, essentially, yes."
it's just like, to me, you're not really making sense, but I'm listening. I was like, okay.
Listen, I got to make dinner for me and my wife, and I got to go to work in the morning. I got to be up. It's like, oh, he does have work in the morning.
I've never thought of that even one time.
No, the thing that kills me about you, Jamie, is like you'll throw ideas out into the group chat with like no context.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
Joseph will be like today you were like, yeah, bring your, like, do you want me to do the black suit or the maroon suit? It's like, I can't tell you what suit to pick. And then I sent that a gift from the notebook
Notebook.
where it's Gosling. What do you want?
Just tell me what
What do you want? It's not that simple. What do you want? And Jamie is what's her face?
My response is always like,
McAdams?
"You got to,
McAdams, Rachel
Yeah.
McAdams, yeah.
you got to pick the coat with your heart. You got to."
But also, Jamie, you toss out an idea, and then the rest of us are like, well, how do we make that work? And you're like, I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, why are we talking about
Well,
it?
what do you mean? Yeah, like you tell me how we're gonna do
You know
this.
what? We all love Jamie, and we all love tequila.
To Jamie.
To Jamie.
to Pierce, and to Xander.
To Pierce
Welcome
and
to the
Xander.
pod.
Welcome to the pod, boys.
Esteemed guests.
Clink, clinkety, clink, clink.
There it is.
Alrighty. Oh, it's
Pierce, how about you, buddy?
Yeah.
So, mine kind of got stolen by Jamie, but
Bastard.
You know how people do like the whole overland vans? They want to just go live out in the woods and shit like that. I would take all of my retirement, all of the money that I could. I'd probably rob a bank too, just so I could have enough to do it. And then go get
wise,
a
rob a
really
bank.
nice solar powered sailboat. So I have the sail, and then I also have solar power
sailboat.
stuff. And then just become my own pirate gang until I get killed.
Like hop around the Caribbean a little
No,
bit.
just fucking live and kill and take what I want.
That's
And if they
not
want to come at me,
suicide.
just I will die eventually because I'm not gonna live.
Yeah.
Like I'm going out there to try to find.
I wonder if you
a
could
fight.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go out and kill the pirates.
steal
if
a
you're bad,
yacht,
it's suicide.
right?
If you're a bad pirate.
steal
All right,
a
yeah,
yacht,
that's true.
arm it with like
I mean,
17th
do you
century
expect them to be
cannons.
amazing?
Yeah. I like cannons.
Yeah.
You know what?
Cannons
Get the
are cool.
Jacksonville Jaguars dude's yacht.
Yeah.
Put some cannons on that
I
piece.
walked next to that one time. It's
It's huge, right?
insanely huge.
Because I saw it in a video and I was like, this thing's fucking
I
crazy.
heard-
Then I saw a person next to it. And I was like, that's how big it is?
I heard that guy can go around in the ocean and then the side of that thing will lift up like a garage and a sailboat will slide out
I
of
heard
the
that too.
yacht.
Dude, that's amazing.
That's the kind of money I hope this podcast makes us someday.
I hope the
Good
podcast
fucking
makes
luck.
us enough money to buy
for-
orcas to train to sink that boat.
Except for when I get a yacht, instead of a sailboat coming out, it's just going to be a giant floaty of a middle finger. I'm just going to drop it in the middle of the ocean and see where it ends up.
And at the bottom it says poor people. Fuck you, poor people. Just floating through the ocean. You know?
That's the sixth one today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about a great big butt?
worked hard. You didn't. That's why I'm on top, baby.
See how high these bootstraps are, bitch?
It's hard to smell you from all the way up here.
God, just the idea of money turned him into that. Can you imagine what'll happen if we ever actually do get money? Jesus.
Gets one $1,000 check. You fools!
Meanwhile, everybody on the ground's just looking up at me. They can't even hear me because I'm just so far the way up.
That crazy guy again?
What's
there
he
goes.
doing? I don't know. I got to go to work.
Is it rain? Oh, it's pissing! It's pissing on us! That's not rain! It's very dehydrated rich man is pissing on me.
Why does it taste like high C?
Same color.
Oh, man.
Color.
All right,
Xander?
Xander, what you got?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I would go somewhere beautiful, take an airplane real high up, and just go skydiving. You know what I'm saying? Skydiving, no jet, no parachute.
No parachute.
That's
Love
a
it.
good one.
Latin. All right.
I like that
see
a
a
lot.
beautiful view before I go. You know what I'm saying? Get to experience that. I've never skydived.
Would you
It's
pull it
awesome.
on the way
Yeah.
down?
I ain't got no
Yeah,
parachute.
highly
No, would you
Yeah.
pull it on the way
Would you
down?
be cranking?
That would probably be a great way to go out during that too. Yeah.
you come to your
Perhaps.
senses as you're falling. Oh, I don't want to do that.
The potion of clarity hits and you're like, I want to live!
See, if it was me in my toxic ass,
I don't think I could bust a nut.
I would-
falling and fucking.
God damn it! Bam.
Yeah.
I would
You're like, almost there, almost.
I would pinpoint where like my crazy ex-girlfriend's house was, so I
Oh
could
my
just
God.
jump on her house. Like right on her front porch,
just traumatized.
ejaculate right before I do.
damn.
So it's like plat.
It comes fall down a couple seconds later.
I sure hope no one's having fun out there. And then you see Austin.
This is what you
get.
She's just like, Austin?
I told you I'd get you.
I don't remember this red puddle of goop, but I know that white puddle. That's awesome.
I recognize that smell anywhere.
Given
Was that
how
too-
much,
was that too
no,
much?
I'm just thinking.
No, it was
given
good.
how much I hate your
would
ex,
describe it.
I just get the feeling that she dip her finger and you're like red goo. Austin.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Hit the Jeremy? No.
Well, better hose him off, I guess.
Not again.
She turns to her husband. Hey, bitch boy, pressure washer.
Yes, honey.
Ashtray, bitch.
All right, Pierce. I believe you have a story for us. If I'm,
I do.
Shit,
I
are
do
we
have
doing
a
a
story.
podcast right
I
now?
still got a podcast to do.
I'm excited.
This one is about the Nahanni Valley, also known as the Valley of the Headless Men.
Oh.
Ooh. If we could add
heads.
like the crackling of a fire behind this story, it would make it so nice. It's all about being in the wilderness of the Great North Territories of Canada. Bum bum bum. We're crossing state. Well, nope. We're
Country
crossing
lines?
country lines.
Bum, 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 eh?
Gasp.
I sure hope my camp counselor doesn't do anything weird when we cross the state line.
Do you? I feel like you secretly do. want
I'd be
something
really
to
scared
happen.
if something like that happened.
I would hate that.
It'd make me feel all ooky.
Right. I certainly don't want an over the pants handy from my scoutmaster, Daniels.
That wears the red shorts.
Right. The way he wears those thigh-high shorts makes me so uncomfortable.
His calves drive me crazy.
I hate both of you so much.
Oh my God.
Just waiting for Pierce to jump in.
Hot.
That's all I'm doing. Just waiting.
His
All right, so we were up in the northwest, or the northwest territories of Canada, and we're going back to like thousands of years ago. Right now, we are going into the Decho and the Dene tribes. So these are very, 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 very old school tribes.
Hang on. In this region, is that one of the regions that's like it's nearly desolate? Like,
Oh yes,
it's hard as fuck to live out there.
Yes, it's right below it's right below Alaska and the what's it called, the top of the Earth, the Arctic Circle.
The Arctic
So it's
Circle.
right below the Arctic Circle. So there's 50,000 people that live in that whole area.
wow.
And it's almost bigger than the United States. It's fucking
Right.
huge. There's a
Jeez.
lot. There's not that many people that live there. There's a lot of huge animals that live out there. It's super desolate and very, very hard to get to. We'll talk a lot about that.
But
when we
none
get
so
to it.
big as Scoutmaster Daniels.
Oh, and them red bulging shorts.
Oh,
Red
good. It's a
bulging
recurring
shorts.
bit.
And those mountain biceps that just make me go, ew.
Those hills are big, but he's bigger.
Scoutmaster Daniels, I fell in the poison ivy and it just got everywhere.
You wouldn't happen to have any ointment, would you? I hope you don't rub it on me.
Continue.
Okay. So the Naha were
Nuh-uh.
the Naha.
I loved it.
The Naha were a
We're never getting
tribe
through this episode.
that were way up in the mountains, and they vanished for a little while. But they have stories, ancient stories that go back in time that really kind of like give like the beginning of time and the beginning of the world. One of their stories is about how they went up into the mountains because there was a basically they call it the long winter over the entire earth, and there was ash falling from the sky. So this was kind of like the Younger Dryas period is what everybody equates it to.
Yeah.
So this is the story that has been passed down from generations about that time. So these people have been around for fucking ever. So there's this story that it's the long winter. A couple tribesmen go up into this hill, they find a cavern, they go into the cavern, and they find this like bear who is like has warmth and he has fire. This is the story. They find the fire, they trick the bear, one of the people steals the fire and they bring it back out into the world, and they release the warmth into the world, which creates the flood, which people equate it to the water melt plus 1B, which is like a thing that actually happened over like 1,000 years. The water raised like 200 to 3,000 meters or something like that. So like it's a thing that's like actually scientifically proven, and then these people have stories
Dating back to
back
that
to
time.
it,
That's
yes.
cool.
That's wild.
Wow.
well, really cool stuff.
I mean, the Great Flood is listed, of course, in the Bible, but in a lot of other religions as well. The Great Flood has been noted in pretty much every Abrahamic religion.
But also what happens in my genes whenever I see
show you a great
Scoutmaster Daniels.
So one day,
Flood right out of my
I will consider this bit a
Jeans.
success if you can turn Grant around on it. He is disgusted by it, but if you can get him going in on it.
Well, if it's as easy as Scoutmaster Daniels turning me around, I think we'll get there.
What are you doing to your voice? Because I'm not liking
You
it.
got to lean into it a
Yeah.
little bit.
You gotta
this is
lean
his
in.
real
want
voice.
it.
Yeah. This is just how I sound.
You gotta sound like you want it, but you don't want
I
it.
know,
You
I don't want it.
I'll give it to you now.
It's infectious, just like Scoutmaster Daniels.
So one day, a rival tribe of the Naha, went up to take care of them because they always caused a lot of trouble with the other tribes. As they went up there to kind of like massacre and take them out, they realized that the village was completely empty. The fires were still going. There was still food. The tents were still set up, but there was no people. They vanished in thin air.
Ooh.
So a lot of people equate this to the Navajo and the Apache tribes because they have a lot of stories where they just come out of the earth, or they just appear in places. A lot of their folklore comes from like them just coming to be, and that's what they think is like the Naha people travel down because they were so scared of whatever beasts that they found that they left that area, and they traveled down to the Four Corner territories in the Southwest. So like it's a cool little thing that like that's what led
Yeah, and those
to
two
that.
like highly nomadic, very effective war tribes.
Yes.
just
So it was-
seemed to appear out of nowhere and just fucking massacre them
Yes,
because they're not where they're supposed to be.
crazy stuff. Cool
That's
things.
hilarious. Like just the whole tribe, like, dude, we're gonna kill him tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up early. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a good meal in me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
I'm a stretch, and we're gonna scalp.
Yeah.
Now we gotta go to work. We
Yeah.
gotta clock in.
I am
Yeah.
so
Time to clock
fucking
in.
ready to kill these people, and you show up and like, fuck.
Man.
Dude, but I put on my war paint and everything
Yeah.
It took me like 2 hours.
to get ready.
Campmaster Daniels, you said they'd be here.
He's just tied to like a stick, and he's just like, I thought they'd be here.
And another thing that kind of brings it back is the Apache tribes, they also speak the dialect of the Dene, which is the people, like the older people that had the story about the caves and the warmth and everything. So it just kind of brings it back to like a scientific point of like it actually kind of happened type of thing.
Okay.
They also have stories of the Naka or the Nakani, which were thought to be human-like wild men who lived up in the cave systems during the winters. And they would come out and hide in the trees during summer when the leaves would be full so they could hide in plain sight.
Okay.
Yes.
Neanderthals.
Just a naked man in a tree just waiting for you to walk by.
Scoutmaster Daniels. Waiting for me in a tree. I hope he doesn't pounce on me.
So a lot of the tribes...
Hope he doesn't catch me by surprise, Scoutmaster Daniels.
I hope he doesn't
A
lick
lot of
off
the
all
tri-
this honey I rubbed all over myself.
So the
I
white
keep
men...
attracting ants. They
And
tickle.
Scoutmaster Daniels. I hope you
Oh
don't
my
have to
God.
take me to the river and wash me off.
So this is going to be kind of fun too. So the tribes thought that the Nakani were all male due to never seeing a female. And when the Nakanis would come in and raid, they would always take the women and the children, leading the other tribes to think that the Nakani were like they were only men, so they were coming in to take children to like repopulate. So like it was this weird thing. So like the white men came in, they're like, "What are you guys fucking afraid of?" They're like, "The thing's in the fucking bushes. Can't Daniel Dandlers. He's out there. He's gonna touch me." And they're like, "No one's there. No one's gonna touch you." And they're like deathly afraid. So like these people that lived there were super afraid of this thing that like they never saw, but everybody that went there was like, "Oh, it's fake."
Would they kill the men?
Yes, so they would come in and they would come in like raid the territories, and then if they had to, they'd kill people, but they'd take the women. So it was like they were doing
So it
it.
was like Lost.
I never watched Lost.
Oh, you're missing out.
Kind of, yes, but I know what you're talking about.
I wouldn't know. Moving on.
I'll let you think about it. Also, whenever the Nake, they
I'll
were
let you think
also
about it.
I hope the others don't take me from this beach.
so whenever they went to go get the Nakani, kind of like the Naha, every time they went to, they knew where they were because like you see smoke coming up 100 miles away. So they go to their tribes, and the people would never be there. The same thing, like the campfires are lit, there's food there, so it's like they always were like one step ahead, kind of like they were just always watching, or they had lookouts. So like it was this crazy thing because like it was happening and they couldn't explain it. So this was all stories around the campfire that people have told. Nobody really has any real like information or anything that's really happened. It's just kind of like folklore of like scary things in the bushes until 1904 when 3 brothers went looking for gold. The other thing that I happened to not mention was this whole territory is like known to have like thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of gold throughout the rivers and mountains and everything. It's like super lush with gold.
Are you telling me there's gold in them there hills?
There is.
Yeah.
But the native people say that they touch everything, but they leave the gold because whatever's there wants the gold and they don't want you to take the gold away. So anybody that goes there to try to look for gold, something happens to them.
It's just Scoutmaster Daniels rolling around in the gold like Smile of the Dragon.
So these three brothers were named Willie, Frank, and Charlie McLeod. They all grew up in the Northwest Territories, and they were part native on their mom's side. So they actually grew up like in the tribes with the people. They were living in the Northwest Territories. They were in it. So like this was their backyard.
They know how to track.
In my
Yes.
head, they are the Native American versions of Always Sunny.
Yes.
Like they have a bar and a teepee.
I heard about these gold. All these people that live there for thousands of years say it's haunted, but let's go get it.
The only difference is they had a D, but she died, and they were just like, whatever.
Yeah.
We all hated that bird.
I can't hear what you're saying. So they went looking for gold in the Nahanni Valley, but it was no easy feat. To get to the Nahanni Valley, they had to take a train ride, a plane ride, a boat ride, followed by dog sleds and a very, very long hike. Then they took canoes to travel upstream to the Nahanni Valley.
That's really
There's
hard
got to be
do.
a better way to get there than going upstream in a fucking canoe.
To this day, it
1904,
is still unexplored.
Oh.
Let me read on.
Hang on, Grant. Grant, have you ever been in a canoe?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Are
gone
you asking
upstream?
Grant if he's ever been in a
Yeah,
canoe?
he's country as hell. That's what I'm saying. Like, have you ever
boat
gone
boy.
upstream?
Wouldn't you
Have you
like
ever
to
gone
know?
upstream?
Sucks.
Yeah, it fucking
It
sucks.
fucking sucks.
So the river that they're traveling on is named the Flat River, but it is anything but. It's like there's rapids throughout the entire thing. It's a very fucking treacherous place to go through. Also,
They call it the River of Death, and we're gonna go upstream in it.
so there's 4 valleys that this river winds through. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, because you're going upstream to get to them. So Valley 4 you go into if you're going down. Anyways.
Yeah, I got you.
So Valley 2 and 1 are the most treacherous because the height of the cliffs are 3,000 feet tall and the depth of the water is 3,000 feet deep.
Jesus.
The shoreline is 50 feet from the sheer cliff rocks. So if you're driving a boat, like you can dock the boat, you got like maybe 5 feet to like set your camp up, and then it's just fucking 3,000 feet up.
Yeah, look, I mean, you'd have to like anchor to the fucking just a rock.
Yes, anything that's there. Also, there are cave systems going back to the story of the people finding the bear in the cave. There's cave systems that people to this day don't know what's in it. They can't explore it. It's very hard to get there. So it's just this mystery of like you're going through this and you're looking up and there's thousands of holes in these fucking walls. And like you get that feeling that something's watching you,
Yeah.
but no one's ever explored it.
Maybe there is.
Creepy, crazy stuff.
Maybe it's Scoutmaster Daniels.
Are those red? Yeah, I saw a glimpse of red.
Is that stalactite jacking off?
Are those
It's a stalagmite.
are those shorts at
coming
least
up from the
2
ground.
feet
that's what
above
it is.
the knee?
Stalactites are hanging on.
Yeah. Just up there.
So
Called bat style.
I hope he
call this
doesn't
one
come
bat
down here and
355 million chambers of
get
death.
me.
Now,
I
I'm
sure
not
hope the
saying.
skinwalker doesn't come down and touch my skin.
My God.
Okay.
Scoutmaster Daniels is definitely a skinwalker.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he doesn't look like he forms. He just every time you see a skinwalker, he forms into Camp Daniel.
Yeah.
Camp
Okay,
Cancer
and
Daniel.
this is
Looked like a
1904.
deer,
Is that
but
what you
it
said?
had 5 sets of teeth.
And big tits. I had to go with it.
Hang on, Piers. You said this is 1904, right?
Yes.
Now, I love a great adventure. I love an odyssey. You know, if we're like all together, like whenever we go do something as a group, I'm like, we're about to enter a great odyssey. So I love this idea of us like going to go find gold. But if someone's pitching me this idea of fucking, you said we have to go catch a boat, catch a plane,
So we're gonna
catch
go
a
paddle
train.
upstream.
We gotta go paddle upstream.
This is pre-plane, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking,
We can't just drop in.
Yeah.
And then we got to go up 300 feet. Is that what you said?
3,000.
3,000.
3,000 feet.
You don't have to climb up. I mean, if you want to, you can, but everybody's staying down on.
That's how I do it in Skyrim.
Yep.
Assassin's
Yeah. You just
Creed.
point the cursor and keep going.
Assassin's Creed.
Just pole vault up.
This just sounds like the rest. Like, I think there's just better ways to find gold other than this suicide mission.
Perhaps.
Nice.
Maybe,
That's what I'm
maybe,
thinking.
Maybe not.
So they set up their camp. They set up their sleuths.
Where are they? Right, like
They're in the second valley.
Okay.
So they're in Valley 2. They set up their camp. They set up their tents. They start sluicing. Sluicing, not sleuthing. They're sluicing. So they're looking for gold. It's a tray that they pass the dirt and water through, and it collects all the minerals and everything like that. They end up finding double-digit pounds of gold.
What?
Damn.
20
Okay.
pounds.
That
So
quick?
I don't know if anybody's on the gold train right now, but it's
lot of
about like 2,700 an ounce.
Wow.
Wow.
So back and forth, especially back then. I could be off, but it's a little expensive for pure gold.
Yeah.
But so they found a lot, and they were super fucking happy. So they're like, "Fuck yeah, let's fucking bag this up. Let's go back home. Let's fucking train this in."
Can't wait to paddle downstream.
Yeah, fuck yes,
A lot
finally.
easier.
Actually, as of right now, per ounce, gold is going for about 3K.
It went up.
Per
It
ounce?
went up, yeah. It's been going up recently. Normally, you'll see gold.
This is Ben
and
Shapiro
Bitcoin will
reminding
go
you to
up.
invest in gold.
Oh my god.
My gold on my channel.
Yeah, the best
That's
gold.
what we should be doing. Fucking Patreon. We need to start our own scam.
We should be
in the
selling
bio.
minted coins.
You should sell murder schmurder coin.
We should.
Schmurder
Dude.
What
coin.
have we been doing?
Now we could send money to Europe.
Dude, Schmurder coin is a great
Murder
idea.
coin.
So what happens is that we're like
I don't
at
want
the-
any of that schmurder coin.
we're gonna be at the top. You guys,
yard wallet.
and then whoever wants to buy into this idea, you guys would be like at the bottom, and then you
It's a
start-
reverse pyramid scheme. You're building it up. Sorry.
Now, all we need is $1,000 at least from each of you to start Schmurder coin.
And then all you have to do to recoup your money is get $1,000 from all of your dipshit friends. And then they get $1,000 from all their dipshit friends, and you kick it up. You see where we're going with this?
Yeah.
See,
Again,
look at my
reverse pyramid.
Mercedes.
My Mercedes tells you that it's possible.
Yeah. I'm doing well, so you can too.
Don't mind the lease plate on the front.
You hear me? From all the way up here. See how you're down there?
That's not right. That's piss.
So on the way out of the valley, even though they're going downstream on the flat river, it's still fucking whitewater rapids. So they capsize, their boat gets demolished.
Damn.
They lose all of their gold.
Ugh.
They are only able to swim to shore with what they're wearing, their guns, their hatchets.
and it's fucking freezing.
And it's freezing and windy. So these guys pull their fucking shit together, build another goddamn boat.
Hey,
Sick.
that's what you did in the 1900s, dude.
They're like, should we look for more gold? They're like, no, let's just get home, get safe, and then maybe we'll come back out here and look later. Remember, they're all three brothers, so these guys are like we're thinking on the same fucking level. So they're like, yeah, we'll just recoup, we'll go back, we'll do everything. So they lost all their gold. They know it's out there. They looked for more but couldn't find any. So they're like, fuck, we know it's in Second Valley. As they went down, they couldn't find any more. So the two brothers, the two younger brothers, because no older brother would make this dumbass fucking decision. The two younger brothers, I love you, bro. We're like, dude, we need to go back and get this fucking gold. It's there. We need to. So they hire a third dude because the fourth older brother wouldn't go with them. So they head back out.
Never split the party.
Who's the third dude?
I think his name starts with a D.
The camp master.
Is it
What is it?
Scoutmaster Daniels?
What color shorts does he wear?
They're really tight, but they didn't tell me what color they were.
And he's got huge quads.
He was able to paddle with his legs the whole way.
Could squeeze a watermelon until it pops.
I wish Scoutmaster Daniels was my stepdad.
Gross. So,
Oh no, I'm stuck.
so the
Help
two brothers
Scoutmaster
that went
Daniels.
back, Willie and
I'm
Frank.
stuck in the canoe.
We need a third member. We're looking for gold.
I have a third member you can look for.
Oh no, Vaughn! So Willie and Frank hired their new member. They went out for this next time. They said that they're going to be out for a little while. So after 6 months, Charlie didn't hear anything back. Was like, nah, my brothers are cool. There's a lot of gold out there. They're probably setting up camp. They might be there for a little while. So the whole town is like, all right, like if you're not worried, no skin off my back. They don't care. So another whole year passes and nobody hears from him. And Charlie's like, shit. No. Maybe we should go back and look for him. So he hires a bunch of people to go look for these brothers.
This is the older brother.
This is the older brother. So this is 2 years after they like did all these things.
Because it takes time to get away from there and
So
to get
he was
back.
like, we haven't heard anything back. It's been 2 years. So he goes, shit. So he gathers everybody and then he goes back and they start a search party. After a train ride, a plane ride, followed by a dog sled and a very, very long hike, and then
Wait, they did
paddling
have planes
canoes.
back then?
Yes, but they weren't like you could fly not over land and land, you know, like just very like
You could fly, I'm talking 3 feet above land and go 5 miles an hour, no problem.
Sure beats walking.
Sorta.
they could fly. They just didn't want to go
be
up.
there by next Tuesday.
It's like those Red Bull flyers that they just built. It's like that level.
This one's just shaped like a chicken and flaps. It doesn't do anything.
So they get to the valley. They start looking around. They're traveling and they're looking for a camp. So they're going really slow, looking for everything on each side, going
Traces
back and
of
forth.
people, survival.
Starting up at the 4th valley, going down through 3, then they make it into 2, and as they're about to leave 2, coming around the corner into 1, they find the campsite. As they go up to the campsite, as they get up to the campsite, they're looking for the brothers, and they see the camp. They go up there, and they see one body laying down on the shore. So like, oh shit, something happened. They go up to the shore. They realize that the body. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Oh, so they go up to the body. The body is decapitated and burned.
Ooh.
Fuck.
I thought
Also-
they're going to go up to the body and poke it, and it goes...
Haha, that's what we're here for. This is the gold.
Comedy gold.
Gotcha.
Comedy gold. The
Case
gold,
closed.
the gold was the stories we made along the way.
Oh, my God. Who wrote this book?
This book sucks.
So they find the one dude burned and decapitated. His body was reaching for the gun that was like leaning up on the tree. So it kind of led to like he was like
Damn.
trying to do something before this all
Fucking
happened.
got his ass.
And they got him. They see the tent. They walk around. So the back side of the tent is facing the river. They walk around to the other side of the tent and they see another body in there, but it's covered in a blanket. They open up the blanket. They find that he is also decapitated and burned.
Damn.
So they're like, what the fuck is happening?
Wait, they burned him and then put a blanket over him?
They don't know. They think that it looked like that guy was trying to get up out of bed and then something happened to him and he fell back in bed. So he was like in the tent, not out of it. He was like
Yeah.
trying to get out and then something happened. So they're like, oh shit. And then they put it together like, oh fuck, that third dude was with him. He probably fucking stole all
The
the
guy they
fucking gold
hired.
and killed him. This is bullshit. So they bring the cops in there. The cops don't find anything. They say they go back to the town. They're like, hey, that dude must have robbed him, stole everything, and killed him. But then like 3 months later, they found another piece of a skull they equated to be the third man's skull, but they couldn't. There's no fucking DNA
don't got
records.
forensics
So
or
they're
shit.
like, shit, we found a third skull. It might be that guy. So there's like half the people are like, that dude fucking robbed him and killed him. And then other people are like, no, something's out there killing people. So,
It's a predator. What can I tell you?
and also another
I've
crazy
seen
thing.
Predator enough
No,
times.
no.
This is-
You know who it is?
no, it's a predator.
all they ever
You know
found
who it is?
was a handkerchief by the bodies.
Scoutmaster Daniel. What you doing across the river, Scoutmaster Daniel? What's that you got there? A flaming arrow? Why are you shooting at me?
Why does Scoutmaster Daniels get closer every time I blink?
So there was a carving in the tree.
Get off of top of me, Scoutmaster Daniel. Why are you on top of me?
Stop
hope you don't-
decapitating me, Mr.
I hope you
Daniels.
don't cut my head off with that hatchet.
That fire's hot.
My skin is boiling for you.
So
I
they
can tell Grant's starting to like it.
It comes and goes.
Just like Scoutmaster.
There you go. There you go.
There we got it. That's good.
I was good. I was
Lobbing it
just
up
gonna
there.
say-
Jamie proceeds to pour a tequila shot.
An
To
overflowing
Scoutmaster
one.
Daniel.
Not overflowing. Brimming is the correct word.
Not overflowing, but
brimming. Like
Under the
Camp
hat.
Counselor Daniels. He's always brimming. me.
always brimming my holes.
So they found a carving in a tree in the campsite that said, "We have found a fine prospect." So that just was like, holy shit. Like they were all three like, this is a fucking spot to come back to.
Oh,
So
like
it
a
kind
note?
of, yeah, on the tree. So it kind of
Dude.
made people think that like he didn't steal that. Like there was something that took it because they were
Yeah.
all three in cahoots of like, this is a good place to be.
Because they marked it. Otherwise, you'd think if he killed them both and was like, I'm going to make off with this and let no one know where I'm at,
Yeah.
the note would be gone. Because he'd be like, I'm going to cover my tracks.
It was
Right.
carved into a tree. So like
Oh,
they
yeah.
wanted
Okay.
to like come back.
Yeah.
The amazing Canadian police, who also suck at equating deaths, said, or they also
Are you
suck.
saying all cops are bastards?
They equated
Wow.
this to an animal attack, saying that the men must have died from natural causes and the animals burned and
They were
removed their
burned
heads.
by a cougar.
I
I've been burned by many cougars.
God, so on the level.
I mean, that was definitely just a cop just being like, "Listen, man, my shift ends in 10."
do you know how long
Fuck
it
it,
took
it was
to
a
get
tiger.
here?
There's no overtime.
I told my wife I'd be home by 9. It's 8:30.
And 3
gotta
months
go.
later.
3 months later now. I am in for a world of shit.
So after the news got a hold of this, they started kind of passing it around. So everybody was like, "Oh no, that's crazy. We shouldn't go out there." But then a lot of people were like, "So there's gold." So a lot of people started getting like hyped up from this story.
saying there's gold in them mills?
So in the 1913,
You gotta love like the boredom of the human mind and soul
Especially-
pre like internet.
Yeah, especially in
for
the
sure.
1900s.
Yeah, like it's like 3 men were decapitated and burned, and we have no idea how or why.
Right,
But there
right.
was a lot of gold.
But go back to the gold.
you say?
Hold on, let me take 30 minutes to load my rifle.
No.
It's getting closer.
I was just jacking off your gun to get it to fire.
Oh, God. Okay. Someone go distract him.
Pump gun. Pump BB gun.
So in 1913, a gold prospector named Jorgensen, fucking love that name, made a trip to the valley all alone. He made a train ride and took a plane ride. Then took a very long dog sled and a very, very long hike, and then canoed upstream to the valley. He made it about 70 miles upstream, so in Valley 3, to where the brothers were found.
Seriously.
70 miles paddling yourself
Alone.
Upstream.
alone.
Dead silence.
Nah,
No, he screamed.
Right.
just let that fuel the whole time.
Yeah, the next time that you're laying in bed and thinking that, like,
N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T, motherfucker, you know that's me.
These acoustics are great.
just understand, dear listener, that people have done more for less. You know?
Isn't that wild? Like so many people, like for me, like to run or work out, I'm like, if you take away
Right.
headphones, I'm
You have
like,
to
dude, I want
chase
to
me.
kill myself. I hate this. This guy's going out into the wilderness, no headphones, no Spotify.
break my stride.
Slow me down. Oh,
No.
to keep on moving.
You hear from the
That's going
valley
to be a
up
great
above,
song someday.
that song sucks.
Seriously, like,
Hello.
I will say, on top of this,
You're an idiot. I'm an idiot.
what's it called? I want us to have a competition, a dog sled competition.
Ooh.
No way.
I know, those dogs are expensive.
Way to shut it down. So, nuh-uh.
The one thing Xander says this all the time. No.
Gay.
Grant, how well do you think Jolene would do hitched to a dog sled?
Oh, fucking hard. Actually, she might do
do you think
pretty
you could
well
harness that?
because it would scare her that she's tied to something, and she might hopefully run in the
say,
right
if we had
direction.
How many dogs?
Yeah.
How many?
Six
how many
Jolenes
dogs?
strapped to a
If you had
to a
6
sled.
Joes and you could direct that level of fucking manic energy,
Right.
you'd
Yeah.
get somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
It's true.
Not first place, but definitely
Oh
somewhere.
yeah,
They've had, like-
you'll get there.
Dude, I've had like 1,000 frisbees.
No,
You're just
but
like,
how
they're
many
all-
Yeah, you
dogs?
just continuously
on the
toss
whole
frisbees.
It's 9. You got 4, and then you got the leader. So we have traveled 70 miles upstream by ourselves. We're going to look for gold.
What's his name again?
Jorgensen.
Jorgensen.
What do we decide
Gold
to
prospector Jorgensen. Does he ever say that he does anything else, or does he only identify as a gold prospector?
do? Nobody. It's just records of people talking about him. He's not like, my name's Jorgensen. I'm the best gold finder. He's just like
Okay.
people found out about him. There's no records of
Okay.
him.
I'm
talking
really
about
hoping
himself.
he's like, I'm the best
Hey,
gold
we're out here
finder in the
TikTok.
world.
Hey, we're out here. Like, no, he's by himself. This is pre everything. I'm just holding my hand up.
You just got a rock.
It's a
One
really
day this will
flat.
be a thing. I drew a picture of boobies on this rock. I'm gonna like this thirst trap.
Loves to stares at it.
Hope none of my friends
Scratching
see
it,
it.
scratching a heart in.
Scratching a heart.
So Jorgensen's a fucking
I'm gonna
G.
post that on TikRok.
That's good. Yeah.
That was
That
really
was
good.
nice.
Thank you.
10
Thank
points,
you.
Austin.
Thank you.
So this dude builds a fucking log cabin to stay through the winter.
Damn, he just
By
builds himself a
himself.
place to live.
So not only did he say or do that, but he told his partners, he was like, nah, I'm not meeting up with you guys until next summer. So I'm planning to go out through the winter by myself, and we're not going to link up until the next summer. So everyone's like, all right, a little bit of time, that's fine.
Beats going back.
It definitely beats going back.
Yeah.
So his partners go to the link up spot the next summer. He said that there would be a lot of gold for them. Everything would be awesome. He sent out news for them to come back. They went to the spot. He wasn't there.
But it was a cabin full of gold.
And
So-
Scoutmaster Daniels
Standing in the corner.
He's got a gold condom. Nobody
putting
asked
another
how, why.
log, putting another log on the fire. It's extra toasty in this cabin. Hope he doesn't bed me.
So to meet up,
The campfire really did scare me a little.
The campfire was a great touch.
I like the campfire a lot.
so to meet up at their link up spot, they had to take a plane ride. They had to hop on a boat. They had to follow some dog sleds, take a very, very long hike, and then they had to travel on canoes upstream to where they found.
gotta pee. I'm kidding.
You can.
For the sake of the bit.
Oh shit! Now we have to add that in every time. Pee, I'll add that. So
break.
they found what was left of his cabin.
Damn.
It was completely burned down. Laying next to the burned cabin was a headless, burned corpse of Jorgensen.
Those damn cougars.
Seriously, you just can't stop burning people.
Oh
Dude.
no.
These MILFs are crazy.
So the Canadian cops didn't connect the two cases. They were like, "Oh, another headless dude in the valley? Psh, must be more animals."
Ugh, another suicide.
These cops are planning on getting that gold. Dude.
Real shame.
Hang on, do we know that this isn't the cops killing them and then taking the gold?
Yes, because it's like 30 people are like, "Oh my god, where's my friend? Where's my friend?" And they go out there like, "Oh, a dead body with no head." It's not the cop. Like the cops had to take. They had to take a boat ride and then a plane ride, followed by dogs, and then a very, very long hike up the hill.
And cops are
then
very lazy. They're not going
a
all the
canoe
way
ride.
out there.
I was gonna
just
say,
to do
upriver.
that.
And then one of
if
them
a cop
needed to
is
go
going,
pee.
the cop is not. They're not also helping, paddle the canoe.
No, they're
There's-
sitting in the back.
Yeah, they're sitting in the back being like, "Can you guys be a little bit more quiet? I'm trying to nap."
I do feel for the old timey
No
sheriffs who
napping
get
in the
that
canoe.
call where they're like, "Hey, my friend disappeared in Fire Decapitation Valley," and they're just like,
You mean the valley that was told to never go in and don't ever touch the gold because then you'll get decapitated and burned? Yeah.
The very same.
yeah. Okay.
the valley that takes 3 months to get to.
So they never found his head, but they found another note that said, "I have struck a fine prospect." Not the same words, but like another note being like, "There's fucking gold here." So like,
Right, right.
but no gold, no head, no gold, but a note that says there's a lot of gold.
So
So
it gets back to the newspaper.
Was it on a tree?
Gold, you say?
So when Jorgensen's case hits the news, everyone now thinks that there's a killer on the loose. But they also know that there's a lot of gold in the valley.
But
So
Gold?
in 1921,
Tell me about the gold.
in 1921, 2 more gold prospectors headed into the valley to strike it rich. They took a train ride, then a plane ride, then they took a very long dog sled ride, and then a very, very long hike up the hill, and then they canoed upstream, and then one of their friends needed to pee. They set up camp in
Pee in the canoe.
They set up camp 5 miles away from where the McLeod brothers were first killed.
Cloud.
So they were back in like the second valley, rounding to the first. So they're still in like that really creepy territory.
Does the older brother, like, does he kind of just give up and he's just like, it's just best if I never come back here?
Yep. He never comes back. They don't talk about him. He never goes back.
If
He
you
lost
came
his
back
brothers, and he was
found
just
your decapitated, burnt
Burnt
up
brother.
brothers. You're probably like, I guess
Yeah.
that's it.
not only did you find your decapitated brothers, but you look at the Canadian cop next to you, he's like, oh, probably an animal did it.
might have been a moose. Eh? You know they're dangerous.
Yeah, they're territorial.
True.
Well, I didn't know if he
Stay
was
away.
like, I must seek vengeance. So like, I'm getting that goddamn gold.
Nah, I just head south.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, let's try Mexico.
Stupid
Yeah.
dumbasses
Like,
to
there's a
not
lot of
do
gold
this.
over in California still. Fuck this.
Yeah, right.
So these 2 unnamed gold prospectors.
It's prettier out there and warmer.
They were there for a few days, where they also struck a lot of gold in the poundage. So they were like, sweet, we're going to stay here for a little while. One of the 2 was like, hey, man, I'm going to go check the traps that we set up around, or like along the shoreline.
The other guy was like, great idea.
He says, I will be back in 8 days. Yeah, all right, see you, buddy. We came out here alone. You can go off for 8 days, and I'll just sit here waiting for you to come back.
8 days to check traps?
That's like Fred from Scooby Doo on fucking steroids.
I was thinking this whole thing sounds
Split
like
up
a
and search
Scooby-Doo
for clues,
idea.
guys. you know this is the region where, like, you know, those guys mysteriously died. Yeah, let's split up, search for clues. I'll see you in 8
Also,
days.
Daphne,
8 days.
coming with me.
I set guys. I set cougar traps. I'll be fine.
Big traps.
So
Don't worry, I've got a gun and it can shoot a bullet in any direction. Once.
and then it takes me 5 minutes if it's not wet or damp. So he never shows back up. The partner goes out looking for his friend. He ends up finding his friend frozen to death in front of a previously lit campfire, still holding the box of matches, not in a like position, like a fetal position, like where you look, if you were freezing to death, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm cold, I'm going to make myself warmer. He
Right.
froze like sitting up with a box of matches in his hand. So people think that he was flash frozen. There was no way that this body would have just like sat there and slowly died,
Yeah.
knowing that there's gold, he has traps set, there's a friend looking for
There's a
him. Like,
fire that was lit.
exactly. So there's a lot of speculation of like how and what happened to this.
Iceman
They
killed
just
him.
they just poured a bucket of water on him and he froze.
Another ASL challenge gone wrong.
Cops say it was simple. He froze to death. That's it.
Thanks, cops.
Technically,
sorry.
yes. In the way, if someone got stabbed a bunch, they died of blood loss.
Seems like a pretty like Detective Austin.
Oh, these are Canadian cops. They're worse.
Oh, this is
They're
Canadian.
nice, but they're
Austin.
still
Well,
really
you know what I
dicks.
always say? The proof is in the pudding. I like pudding. Let's go get some pudding.
Let's go get pudding.
Do we have pudding back now?
Back now.
Bring out the pudding.
So in
I'm
1926,
taking that.
a hunting party went out. There's a couple people, like 5 or 6. One of the members was a female. They all go to bed that night. The next day, the female is missing from camp. Everybody starts to freak out. They start looking for her. Nobody finds her. They look for the immediate vicinity. Nobody's found. The cops do an in-depth research. I'm nodding my head no. And find nothing. They don't find anything. No body, no hair,
She's
no
probably
nothing.
nagging a bear.
Is this how you keep your hibernation?
If you hear a certain chillness on the wind, just follow that.
This valley seems like it's shrilling.
Right. It sounds like
So several months later, another man named Charlie, not the brother, a different dude, goes to the cops and says, hey, like I was in that area camping maybe like couple miles away from that site where that lady went missing. I got woken up in the middle of the night that night from like a couple like little rocks, like, you know, little pebbles like falling into the creek, like something was running up on the high cliff sides. He looks up, gets out of his tent, looks over, and he sees a naked woman. He says that she looks possessed. He was close enough to her that he could have gone and helped her and been like, hey, like, what's going on? He was so scared that he just went back into his tent, didn't tell anybody, and kept that like for 3 months until he
Those
found
were the
out.
scariest tits I've ever seen.
So he doesn't tell anybody, freaking out about
small
this.
and lopsided.
And
Big pepperoni nickels.
Dude, this is 1900s.
They were so hard.
Think of how hard it was to just see nips in that day
general.
and era. And he sees them for free, easy.
Fear boner.
And he's just like,
Fear
nope,
boner.
pass. I'm going to go back in my tent.
The implications
This feels
not
like
on
a
my
trap.
side.
Actually, that might be the smartest man in this thing so far, other than the brother, who was just like, that's not my fucking problem. I better go put my ass back inside that tent and go to bed, because that is not, that is
not
obviously
dealing
a
with
trap. A naked woman running around in the middle of the wilderness.
Acting possessed. Yeah.
Because my stupid ass would be like, well, she needs help. She's naked.
I could save her.
I could save her. Baby, come here.
That would be me. I could fix her.
Just
want a
backwards
nerd's rope?
She's just like crawling like backwards like a crab, and Austin's just like, I don't know. She seems nice.
Guys, you don't.
I'm a son of
You
God.
don't, you don't know her like I do.
Hey,
Oh
I've
my
got
God.
some extra candy.
I was gonna eat it if you want it.
I learned this from Camp Counselor Daniels. Hopefully it works.
I was trying to be nice. The kid wanted candy. I had a little piece of candy left over.
So the Canadian cops.
For the listeners
still
that
doesn't
don't
sound
know
great.
Austin also has a porn stash. So imagine
I don't have a porn stash
anymore.
Just imagine.
I've never had a porn
you
stash.
have a porn stash now.
No, I don't.
What do you call it then?
I don't have one.
I
call it going on Reddit and looking up porn. There's no stash.
No, your mustache.
He's saying your
Whoa,
mustache.
there's porn on Reddit?
Oh, so I didn't hear that part.
What?
porn stash.
Yeah.
A porn
I
mustache.
thought you meant porn
Everything.
stash, like
No.
a stash of porn.
Also,
So I
how
can
tall are you?
ask
Like
sex
6'2",
questions
6'4"?
to Reddit?
6'4".
You can
They got
ask
weird
us
shit on
questions on
Reddit.
Reddit.
Man with a
Wait, they have
porn
sex on
stash
Reddit?
comes. He's like,
Some
I've
of them
got
do.
candy for your child.
I'm kidding.
That's
It's
not how
covered
I
in
said it.
Yeah.
I said it like, hey, I know this is weird. But I do have a piece of candy if your kid wants it.
So the cops being Canadian cops and doing
want it?
all that they can do, they said, we're not going to investigate this anymore. There's a naked chick in the woods. She's probably dead.
They cared as
They're
much
scared.
about women back then as they do now.
For us to have to take a plane ride, then a boat ride, and a long dog sled, and then
For a woman?
yeah, for a chick who's naked.
She was asking for it. Yeah.
We got those back home.
So
Sam Swanch got her.
Sam Swanch. In 1931, another gold prospector takes a plane ride, train ride. He flies out, takes a dog sled, very long hike, paddles upstream in a canoe. His friend needs to take a piss break. He builds a cabin, strikes a lot of gold. But a few months later, the cabin burned down with him still inside. However, the way that they said that the fire started, it leads to thinking that he was killed before the fire started. So like he was like killed in the cabin and
Yeah.
then it burned
And then
down.
they-
So like
and then they burned it. Yeah.
yeah.
He was stabbed
Also-
47 times in the back and then burned to the ground.
You know-
But we still think cougars did it.
You know, Pierce, I'm really glad that you're telling us this story, and I hope it gets very popular because this might be the way to deal with the white man.
There's
Yeah.
gold.
You know?
Go. It's free for the taking. People don't want you to have it. You want it more.
Are you sure there's a Starbucks up here?
They're all transatlantic.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's just build a Starbucks up there and tell them there's a lot of gold. Mm-hmm. Done deal.
Well, that's how you get the white women. You gotta.
Ooh,
you
we
gotta-
charge them a lot of money for a helicopter ride over, just straight to it.
There you go. Yeah.
We just
And
drop
an
them in.
LL Bean?
And
got Lululemon.
I'm more of a Columbia man myself. So everybody thinks that he was dead before the fire started just because of like how it looked and everything that was there. But the cops come up and say, nah, it was his fault. He must have done something with the chimney and just burned his house down with him inside of it. Like another shitty fucking thing.
That one is more
It's his
plausible
fault.
than the other ones that we've heard.
Yeah, a little
But
bit.
still, like with like
Did they
4
say,
or
like-
5
say-
decapitations and burnings, they're like, nah, it's just his fault.
Did they say like what made them think he died before the fire?
Just the way that like where it started, he probably could have made it out in time. But he like it started on the roof, so he probably could have made it out before the fire burned down the cabin. But then like his body was dead in the cabin and it was burnt down. So they think that he should have been able to make it out, but he didn't. In 1936, 2 more gold prospectors went out. They took a train ride, plane ride. They followed it up by dog slugs. Took a very, very long hike in a
36.
canoe.
This is World War II time, right?
Not just yet.
Not yet.
Not for
We're close.
the
We're in
U.S.,
between.
but we're
Yeah, yeah.
close.
We're close.
And then their friend had to take a piss. After they get up there, they go missing. A search party is sent out for them. They built a cabin and it burned to the ground, but their bodies were not found in the fire or around the campsite. So a campsite burns down, but there's no bodies this time. So everybody's like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Again, the cops are like, nah, something happened. Just a mistake.
Yeah.
1945, another prospector goes out there, takes a train ride, plane ride, followed by dog slugs, a very, very long hike, paddling the canoes upstream, and his friend has to take a piss. When he missed his rendezvous with his partners, they went out looking for him. When they found him in his sleeping bag, decapitated. The cops came out and they said it was an accident, and animals took his skull.
Awesome.
They're big on the
Anytime.
accidents up there.
And the animals.
Whoopsies.
I like
They
how
don't
you
even
keep-
take time to consider. It might be Scoutmaster Daniel.
I was about to set you up for that. I was about to tell Pierce, I'm glad that you keep doing the little setup every time.
Oh, I
it reminds me
hope
like that old camp
Scoutmaster
song.
Daniels doesn't find me in my whittle sleeping bag.
Oh, it's unzipped.
There's
Oops.
room for 2, maybe.
We'll have to squeeze.
It gets sweaty below 20 degrees. That was a bad joke. I fucked up. All right. So 1946, another people go out there. They went missing. And the search party never found him. But the night the search party went, a group of natives came up to them and said that they should be careful because there are white figures walking around in the valley and you don't want them to see you.
Natives say, "Stop!"
Please, we've been trying for years.
Decades. Seriously, stop.
There's just one posted at the entrance of the valley. Seriously, man, don't do it.
Hang on,
I'm not going to stop you, but I am going to warn you.
where the natives live? Like, are they in the valleys or they're like
They're
leading-
just in the areas around there because it's a. I'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
So
I'm just wondering if they're like 20 feet from like the log cabins they're making. Like, I would tell you, don't look for the gold. Like, I live down the street. I'm telling you, it just doesn't work out.
so all night they hear screams and yellings.
Yelling.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch the gold. I told him. I
Just
told him.
closes the blinds.
Idiots.
So the yelling and screaming scared them out. They left without anything. They were like, fuck this. We're not even going to go and search for these people. Like, if the natives came in then and told us to leave, we're going to fucking leave. So they left. In the 1940s, they started to close down parts of the park to not allow people to go in, being like, no, we're trying to reserve this area. We just don't want anybody to go in there. In 1976, it was made a national park. So, like, it's actually a place that's, like, reserved. You can't do anything to it, but there's still places that are restricted inside of the national park. They do that in a lot of places, in a lot of national parks, all going back to the same idea. My hypothesis is it is either Bigfoots or the Nephilim who have just lived forever. They have stories of this in, like...
It's a Nephilim.
the angels or the demons that fell from heaven, but then they had sex with humans and then created human demon offsprings. So they're like half human, half Satan spawns.
That's a thing.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be huge. That's where like the giant, like David who killed the
People that
giant.
believe in giants and stuff. Yeah.
It's in
The
the
giant-
Book of Enoch, I think.
Yeah, the giant who got killed was a Nephilim. Anyways, so
What's the Book of Enoch? Run that
It's a
by me.
zany fucking biblical book that was cut out of the actual Bible during the Council of Trent, I think, in like
That
fucking way
sounds
back
right.
when.
Yeah.
But it's like they cut out the Book of Eve, the Book of Judas. They've cut. I mean, the Bible is not a book; it's
Highly
a library.
redacted.
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
like, and it's been.
I know the
highly-
Book of Eve and the Book of Judas. But
Yeah, highly edited, highly collated, presented. One could say.
Redacted.
Redacted is another good one.
translated, retranslated.
But the Book of Enoch is mostly, if I remember right, about essentially that it's sort of more of like a spiritual, like magical book of the Bible where it's all about the like angelic human offspring that have like lived throughout the centuries and the way that like the weird stuff in heaven kind of interacts with earth because it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But like mythologically speaking, heaven
Right.
and earth are two separate planes that are not meant to really interact with each other.
Right.
They're two completely different areas, like almost different dimensions. And so when there's crossover, shit gets fucking weird.
So
So the whole
there's-
book is just like, okay, you know how God's perfect? Well, not so much.
So there is, I think, there in the book of Enoch, there's like 236 demons or angels, whatever they're called, that get spawned down to Earth. There's 236 like impacts on the Earth that are like gorges, not but like what it looks like a meteorite hit that are just like huge craters. That are like there's no water, there's no living nothing, and there's so like the same amount of demons that they said in a book fell from heaven are now there's like impact craters on Earth that equal the same number. So it's like as much as it could be fake,
fun and
it's still fun to think it
stupid.
might
It's
be
definitely
real.
fun to think about.
Well, you know what I say. Proof is in the pudding, and I like
And-
pudding.
You got put
You know who has a lot of that?
Yeah.
Camp Council.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniels.
Camp
I've
Counselor
been a
Daniels.
bad boy. Can I get some more
Hang on, is
pudding?
Camp Council Daniels one of the what do they call
One of
them?
the Nephilim?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Probably.
that sounds
Yeah.
like
All I can tell
I
you
hope
is
he doesn't spoon feed
with
me
those thunder
pudding.
thighs.
what are they called, Nephilims? This is kind of sick.
Nephilim.
I'm
Yeah.
super on board with this Nephilim concept.
So my
Scoutmaster
last question,
Daniels and those thunder thighs.
bringing it all the way around. Would you guys want to go to Nahani Valley and look for some gold? 'Cause
Yeah.
I got
Fuck
some.
no.
I got some
Me?
guns. We could
No,
probably shoot
dude.
these
I'm
bitches
going
dead.
I'm
for
the
it.
first one
Also,
to die.
He's still
this,
pitching. Let him pitch.
Yeah.
This is my suicide. I want
Oh,
to go
that's
to
a-
Nahani Valley with
That's
you
a
guys and not
kick-ass
make it out.
suicide.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it back.
Yeah.
If that's how we if that's how we have to die, I'm in.
If we end up with a pact, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All
I
right.
died with so much gold.
I'll let y'all go ahead.
Just wait
The
to
youngest
die.
brother
Younger
just like-
brother now makes the good decision.
Xander's like, I got a plane to catch.
In the dog sled.
Hang on. If we go, can we avoid the whole like upstream thing? Because
So
No.
to this day, that's like the only way to get there because it's in the middle of
There's-
Canada.
we
You
can-
have to. There's no way to fly there, and it's so rugged. You can't
we got
land a
motors
helicopter.
and shit, but I just don't want to paddle upstream.
You could hike there. It's the simplest way.
Could
Yeah.
you hot
Or
air
ATV,
balloon
but-
there?
Ooh.
Yeah, with
How-
the
how
great
tall are
winds.
they?
So it's also
Well,
what?
How tall are they? Because I mean, like, for example, Everest. The only way to get there is to climb, right? Because nothing we've made so far will get that high altitude.
So it's
Accurately.
3,000 feet. I don't know how tall Everest is, but it's
Hold on,
and it's
I'm
so
gonna
hard
lay
and jagged. Also, they're so close together that in the valley, like you can't if you landed
almost
on top of the
impossible to
rock,
fly through.
you can't get down because you can't really climb or rappel. It's 3,000 fucking feet.
Yeah.
And then like
There's a will, there's a way.
they did it in the 1900s.
That's
They
right.
keep doing
Keep
now.
moving upstream. That's the way.
Mount Everest is 29,032 feet up.
Right, right.
It's a little bit taller.
Could you
little
potentially skydive to the top of Mount Everest?
I mean, to get
No.
higher than
You
yeah, I
can't
don't
get
think
you
could.
can't get that high.
You'd be in
Yeah,
that
there was
plane
the
and
guy
you just
that he fucking dove from fucking space. What do you mean?
You could
Yeah.
you could do an orbital drop onto Everest. The problem is
Orbital.
Everest isn't like necessarily. There's not anything big or
Optical
stable
button.
enough for you to land on and transfer that level of energy.
Did
Like you
you-
could do that, right?
Did
But
you
as soon
watch-
as you
It'd
hit,
kill ya.
you just tumble straight.
So I asked if
into
you
it.
could, and you said no, and now you're saying yes. I'm
Did,
back
Austin
in,
said
baby.
no.
Did you watch the dude who
All
jumped
in.
from space? He tumbled for like miles, where his body was just fucking flipping. So like by the time he gets into the orbit and the atmosphere to hit Everest, he'd still be unconscious and fucking flailing.
Probably hot as hell
Hmm.
too.
He's like Austin on his ex-girlfriend's
That's
yard.
me. Yeah.
Cool way to die, though. I hear with Everest though, when people die up there, they just leave
They
them
leave them.
because
Yeah, they just leave
because
them.
they can't.
They leave
But
you
apparently Mount
markers.
Everest is being covered in shit because like no one's like
Because
picking-
dipshit tourists and fucking
Yeah.
rich white people hire some Nepalese dude to go up
crazy
there and take them.
polluted. Yeah,
and then they're like, look at me, I hiked Everest. And it's like, yeah, your fucking Sherpa who's making pennies on the dollar got your fucking lily
Dude,
white
I
ass
gotta
out.
He's not even breathing oxygen. Like he's wearing a t-shirt.
He's just like, yeah, this is what I do this all the time.
They have fucking tanks on their back with like the snow blinding goggles.
I don't know if you know
we
this,
made it."
but sometimes I think about this. Like when I complain about work, or I'm like right into work, like I fucking hate this job. This is the stupidest job in the world. And I think about those guys that climb Mount Everest every goddamn day, 7 days a week.
For a living.
Like, I feel like you're at the base camp at the bottom of the mountain. It's kind of like you ever play laser tag and like you're in that room and there's a one guy trying to give the rules to like the crowd, but
Yeah.
nobody's really listening.
They're just waiting until they get to go shoot each other.
Planning.
Okay, if somebody breaks their leg, we gotta leave them. Rule number 3. Rule number 3.
Rule number 3, I don't want to hear you jack off. I'm sure you will.
I know you will. Everyone does it.
It's
totally
so cold
fine.
it'll shatter off.
Don't take your dick out of your pants.
If you
will
get
freeze
decapitated
off.
and
It will
burned, we will leave
Fall
you.
off.
We're wearing 6 inches of protective wear. Your 2
Right.
inches will die.
And we're going to leave it.
Rule number 1.
We will point and laugh.
All right, guys, let's go. Come
Again, rule number 1, don't touch the gold.
Rule
You
number
will
2.
die. They will decapitate
They
you,
will-
burn you.
They will find you and they will kill you.
There's just a dude sitting there with a fucking sword and a torch, and he's like, "What's in your pockets?" Nothing.
Rule number 2. If you see Scoutmaster Daniels, you have each been provided a cyanide pill. Take it immediately.
Cyanide
Or
pill and 2
don't.
condoms.
He'll fuck you either way.
That will not stop the fucking,
Oh,
but you will not be
no.
aware of it.
Oh no, it's Scoutmaster Daniels. I seem to have lost my cyanide pill.
Oops.
Right.
Just drops it in the snow. Oh no.
That's like
seems
it's
to
like
have
the love
lost
story. No speaking. He
right.
just sees Campmaster Daniels. You see him unzip the little like zipper with the cyanide
get
pill,
him.
and he just
I gotta bend
They
down to
lock
grab
eyes.
my cyanide pill.
Bend and snap.
But I accidentally dropped it behind me, so now I gotta turn around.
oh no, it's white and so is the snow. I don't know what I'm looking for.
What am I looking for? Oh no, my pants have fallen down around my ankles.
I know that was rule
Oh
2,
no,
but
my
I'm just
penis
so
is
bad at
freezing
listening.
off.
Only someone could warm it up for me.
And my dick needs mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Is anybody here certified?
Oh man, I took a big dump earlier and now I'm all empty.
Oh shit.
No one fills
Okay.
me up.
Go ahead, just mute Joseph.
3 times you've taken Scoutmaster Daniels a little too far.
No, that was the final straw. That was strike 3. Grant, go ahead and just mute Joseph for a little bit. Yeah.
I'll be back. And here I am.
Can't be stopped. Back to being how empty I was.
I've cleared out the front too.
So, Pierce, you were saying by the 70s they had just basically shut off that like pass in order to get up in there.
No, so in the 70s they made it an official national park.
Official national park, right?
But before then, they started closing off certain sections,
Uh-huh.
so you can still technically go there. And there's
Okay.
there's no amenities, there's no like trailheads,
Sure.
There's no lounges.
so
There's
they'd have to
nothing.
do it like back in like 1904, basically. Is there any more documentation of people even attempting to do this? Because I mean, it's a decently well-known story. Like I recognized it when you said at the top, like before we started recording.
So I have,
But-
I was looking on, I do a lot of the research on YouTube, but I was looking at a bunch of things, and it's all basically the same story, but with more information on like what Jamie was asking, like, hey, like, you know, like who were these people? Did they have a biography? Like who was Jorgensen? You know, like there's more stories about this tale, but it's all just like backlogged about the people who did it. So I don't think there's any more information about people to this day that have tried to travel out there looking for gold. And if they do, they're smart
Fucking
enough to
kill
not
you.
say anything and just be like,
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
we got it
right.
out. We're not doing anything because
It's
like
9/11 Make-A-Wish.
Fucking watch.
hope they hit the third tower.
I wish your watch dies.
Yeah. Let's send that watch on the fucking train ride and plane ride and long dog sled.
Days you've been wearing
P-break.
that watch.
Right.
hit the third
Yeah,
tower.
Long enough
the
to
smell
piss
that
me
wrist.
off.
Hey, 2008
That happens a
called.
lot.
They want their watch back. All right.
Pierce, can you go on, please?
All right.
I want to know
Nothing
more.
like an
I want
analog
to
watch.
know more about the story, Pierce.
So we're going to hop up in my truck. We're going to go back to my house in South Carolina. We're going to load up all my camping gear. Then we're going to drive back here. We're
Right.
going to load up all your guys' camping gear.
We're bringing
you guys
guns,
have
right?
camping gear, right? I got guys.
Wouldn't it
I
make
got
more
guns
sense
too.
for us to
And I got
pack our
guns.
camping gear than go to your place?
No, it has to be asinine.
Okay.
Didn't you listen to the story? We need multiple travels. Then we will
And then
leave
we'll
our
dog
cars.
sled
We'll
from
leave
here.
our cars in Nashville and walk up to Canada.
We'll gather our collective dogs up. We'll use them for the sled.
We will sell all of our modern day guns to trade them in for muskets.
I gotta go pick up the ashes of my dog at the local vet.
Have you not done that
Mush!
yet?
No, I've been pushing that
That's
off.
not
Oh,
gonna be
mush!
open
They
the
called me
dogs.
to-
Do you want me to go with you?
No, I don't want to do it.
Jamie's
Yeah.
dog sleigh isn't moving.
You gotta get him like a-
Come on, Fitz. Mush. Mush. I put you as the leader for a reason.
Wait a second. I have a 20-pound dog, so I'd be right next to Jamie.
Yeah, I don't think Nelly could.
She'd just be yapping. Like,
It's
shut
just-
up, Nelly.
It's
Shut
like
up.
slowly digging like a smaller rut in the ground. And
Yeah, just
Jamie
getting
looks over really
further
sad.
down.
He's like, well, at least it's doing something.
Hey, we're trying, right? We're trying.
Jesus Christ!
And thank you for
that's dark.
remembering
Good job,
Nelly's name.
Nelly.
Of
That's
course,
crazy.
Nelly's a sweetheart.
She's
Nelly
crazy.
Belly.
Little nervous little girl.
All right, I guess that's it.
That's it.
I
good
need
job.
to go pee on this campfire.
Hang
to
on.
put it out.
Has no one tried in like the early 2000s?
Like you said, they
You're not
probably
allowed-
aren't
You're
advertising.
not
Yeah.
allowed to get in there,
Hey, it worked. Good job.
Oh, nice. Thank you for that.
dude.
You peed for me.
That was a killer
Your campfire out.
stream.
That was really good.
That was
like
really
That was
good,
like
man.
8 feet away.
I wasn't
How'd you
even.
do that?
I wasn't even concentrating on it. I was
Okay,
thinking
we
about
need
something
money for. Please give money to our Patreon. We need to quit our jobs right now to go find this gold.
That's right. That's right.
For every $1 you invest in us, we will happily give 50 cents back once we get all that
To
gold.
ourselves.
To ourselves.
No, fuck it. If there's that much up there, we'll give him an ounce of gold.
Yeah,
I'll
if you,
tell
if you
right now.
Tell
contribute
you what,
us
okay, yeah.
getting out there, we'll,
Every Patreon member gets an ounce of gold, and I'll tell you what: you finance our expedition. Not only will we live stream it, we'll live tweet it. We'll do it. We'll document everything. You will know the very moment that Scoutmaster Daniels gets a hold of us.
All right.
Dude,
Dude,
I
we're
love
gonna
when-
be rich. Hang on.
I love when we create tulpas on the show.
Yeah.
Oh my
Don't say it
God,
like that
dude.
because now you're right. We did actually.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
we did.
created a monster.
Hang on.
oh
So-
shit, he's here.
So it's 3K is
My
an
God.
ounce.
Yeah, that would be the worst time to get another
What was the
cop
most
knock
you
on
said?
the door.
So
my
16
God, for
ounces
real.
are in a pound.
Pound. Yeah. How many pounds did you say they found? Like, wasn't it
Double
20?
digits is
Double
all that
digits.
that
So
is
let's
all that I
say
could find. So if
20
you found 10 pounds. Keep it simple. 10 pounds
Oh.
of gold. How much is 10 pounds of gold?
That's 160 ounces times 3,000.
He's sold.
I know
drugs
how to say
before.
math. I don't know how to do it.
I can't do it. I just said it. Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at $480,000 if one of
Not
us
enough.
finds 10 pounds.
I need
Nowhere
more.
near enough.
Now,
You're what's gonna get
That's
us
like
killed. We gotta go deeper.
70,000 each.
Xander's gonna get us all fucking butchered.
Xander's just gonna take
not
care of all
worth
the
it.
shit we
10
left
pounds? What is
behind.
this?
He's gonna find all the
Okay.
SD cards and upload them.
if we find
These
10
jackasses.
pounds, we're going to be swimming in money. We will each
We're probably
make
gonna sink on the boat.
$96,000. That's probably enough to retire.
for a year.
This day and age.
Next year, I'm taking off.
I could buy a
I
really
mean, we could
shitty
take
house.
a year off, and that'd be pretty sick.
That's so funny.
You can't even not invest one dime.
Oh, no.
Just take 1 year
Rather,
off.
three of us die. And
You
it's
can't
like,
even buy
man,
a
I get to
house
take
with
$26,000.
It's going all the lottery.
Rest in
tickets.
peace, Jamie.
Yeah, don't live lavishly.
So
Just
if we do
live
this-
your normal life.
That's exactly, dude. I would if I won the lottery and I had just that like a crazy chunk of change. That's exactly. I would just live the same as I do now, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I didn't blow it all on fucking gold plated Hummers and dumb shit.
Actually, that's the only people that apparently
Don't
enjoy
die or
winning.
go bankrupt.
Yeah.
enjoy winning the lottery. Everybody else is like, I wish I never won. There's every now and again, there's the normal person or the smart one that's just like, yeah, I just quit my job and kept living.
Yeah, and just did
how
what I normally
live.
do. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about doing an episode on people who win the lottery, and I looked into it. It is.
dark.
I thought it'd be really funny, like
No,
ha ha ha. No, most of it is
sad.
really sad
Yeah,
because
it
it's
is.
Yeah.
it normally is
Suicide.
Well,
No, actually, it's
they all
not
live
suicide.
like MC Hammer. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for like 3
but more
months.
sad. It's normally people who obviously live like a very like addicted lifestyle. So then they normally
actually
already
a really good
have
point.
heavy addictions to something.
Yeah. Right.
And now they have
Like
pretty much an
scratchers.
unlimited means to feed that addiction as quickly as possible. So you'll see like the top 10% of people that win, they tend to pretty much just burn themselves out or getting themselves in precarious situations like going to strip clubs, going to drug dealers, putting themselves in so many dangerous situations,
Sure.
Yeah.
and then tell people about it and then get murdered. And then like whatever.
I can't get over the idea of people like telling people how much money they win. It's so like I would like you guys are like my best friends, and I
wouldn't tell you guys shit.
I don't even know if I would probably literally be like,
I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs.
there would be signs for sure. You'd be like, oh,
Dude, like your socks don't have any holes in them.
exactly.
No. Joseph Sign
whenever we
would,
talk about money,
he would
Joseph
spend
just
way
gets
more
quiet,
time
you know?
on Warhammer figurines,
I
and he'd have
absolutely
all
would.
the really nice ones.
I'd have the really nice
and
ones.
I don't know if you know this about Warhammer.
It's
Warhammer's expensive as
Yeah.
fuck.
I gotta like piece it out to keep myself like sane and also like having money.
Yeah.
But like I'd have like 12 different armies. They'd all be fucking. I'd have like
It's so funny to think about. Like, we come over, Sarah's moved out, and then his whole
Why
house
you-
is just full of Warhammer.
oh, this is my Warhammer house.
yeah.
The other house is across the street.
She's like,
That's it. You know what?
it's
No, he,
over
he
here.
gets the
Like-
duplex, and he buys the duplex next door, and that's the Warhammer.
Honestly, if I won the lottery, that's what
My
I would.
happy
That would be
place.
my crazy
Yeah.
expenditure. Is I would buy a house in my neighborhood. Which is fucking.
That's pretty nuts, actually.
No, there was a house that I saw that's like literally just up the street from us, and I was like driving by and I
Like
saw it was for
800?
sale, and I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
guess
you know what?
400K?
Well, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna look. I just want to know. You know what I mean? And I stupidly thought it was like, it was like something like I was way off on the number. Let's just say that. Like I thought it was
probably like 6 or 7 at least.
well, I thought it was like
Right.
200K or something like that.
You fucking
well, that's
wish.
what I'm
Do you know what
saying.
my house
No,
goes
that's what I'm
for?
saying.
You fool.
I saw that and I was like, "There's no fucking way." And then I told Sarah and I was like, "Look, I don't want to get your hopes up. I think this might actually be a reasonably priced house. I don't know what happened." And I looked up and it was like 1.9 million, and I was like, "That's what I thought. That's
That's
what I thought."
worse than I thought. Mine goes for 400K right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours go
Location,
It is a
location,
trash hole,
location.
you know what I mean?
Fucking tell me about it. I got so much shit to fix on that house.
Well, it's also like I'm not doxing you or anything, but like given the area where it's at, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna be coming here. It's gonna push out to here. It's happening
Oh,
right
for sure.
now.
I mean, it's happening now.
Who's they?
You know,
Californians,
Coming.
White
Texans.
people.
New Yorkers.
San Franciscans.
Not so many New Yorkers, to be honest.
They're still
Yuppies.
coming.
Goddamn yuppies for real.
I'm telling Californians and Texans though. They're
Yeah.
coming for us.
Sucks.
Tech money.
Midwestern too, like
Heard.
Ohio.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I like the Midwestern people that come here because they're not
nice.
They are.
They're
pretty
nice,
nice.
and they're not trying to hustle the system.
Yeah.
They're not like I came here because I fucking hate paying state taxes. They're here because like I hate being in the cold,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I totally get.
I get that. That's fair.
Understandable.
That's such a
Yeah.
fair thing for me to hear when people are like, I fucking hate having to wake up and shovel my driveway to like
Yeah.
Yeah.
go to work. I'm like,
Not
dude,
only that,
you-
like-
an extra 30. I already hate waking up early in the first place. I never
like-
do.
Yeah.
But like, Joseph, imagine if you had to shovel your driveway for 30 to 45
Oh, yeah.
minutes
It's
to
not
get
like
to work.
defrosting your
Car.
car. It's like, yeah, you're shoveling your driveway, icing everything. You just assume at some point there's going to be a blizzard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Find that people from the Midwest are just down to earth, chill. They just like to drink beer, watch sports, and like
Oh, yeah. They
Drive
love
drunk.
their beer.
Yeah.
They love
Yeah.
their beer.
they like
They
to
love their
like
beer.
relax,
Beer and cheese.
chill.
They've
Then
all
you
got gout.
Then you got
Drive and
people from
drunk.
California.
Really?
You got
They
people from
create
what?
the
Lot
saltiest
of
cheese you
gout.
can get.
They have
the creamiest.
Ambrosia salad, which is just marshmallow fluff and like fucking canned fruit cocktail.
Yeah, it
Ugh.
is.
And then you got people from California coming into restaurants.
Is the fish fresh? Is it fresh fish?
And you're like, it's Tennessee.
So and it's not trout or catfish. So
Right.
no.
Listen, we're a landlocked state. You
Yes,
know where
ma'am.
the closest ocean is to us?
Yes, your Barzini is fresh from the Cumberland.
Fresh frozen.
Fresh frozen.
from
All right, well, this
Cumberland.
bitch is officially long. Let's get out of
You
here.
know what's officially long?
Scoutmaster Daniels. Veiny. Cock.
Oh.
Not that I like it, but I can just tell from the imprint.
All right, on that note.
Seriously. Thanks, Xander.
He's
Good
not
night,
even hard. He's
everybody.
just
When he's
Hey,
aroused.
All right, guys.
Hey, I
just
thank
wanna
you
say-
for joining us.
We did a great job. Pierce,
We haven't heard from the greatest liquor in the world today.
Yeah, we need to hear a word from our sponsors.
we got sponsors
first.
and we got plugs.
And
we
we've
wanna
got
do.
good news from our sponsors.
That's right.
Okay.
Corsair Distillery. We're not sponsored by a particular bottle today because we have a very special announcement. Our live shows will now be performed.
I want a group gasp. Go on.
Our live shows will now be performed at Corsair Distillery. Starting after June. Was that necessary?
Is anything I do necessary?
No.
Yes. Oh, wait, hang on.
Corsair can't wait to get their hands
Right.
around all this.
So,
Just like Scout.
we're really
Master
excited. It's gonna be
Dan.
it's
Oh
gonna
my
be a
gosh.
bigger venue. We've been working on this for quite a while, and it's finally come to fruition. We got a bigger venue. There's gonna be a better
Yeah.
bar, and then maybe
Brought
some
to you
food
by
and
who?
beverage. Corsair Distillery.
Corsair
The
Distillery.
first distillery in Nashville after Prohibition.
That's the one.
That's
so,
correct, Joseph.
Thank you. I pay attention.
So, if you guys happen to find yourselves at a bar and you see a bottle of Corsair, grab a shot, grab a cocktail. If you happen to be at your local liquor store and you're like, wow, triple smoke whiskey,
Yeah.
what's that? And then just remember this. Triple smoke whiskey is an American single malt. That's 100% barley, smoked 3 different ways. Smoked a little bit of peat from Scotland, beechwood from Germany, a little cherry wood from Wisconsin. Gives you this nice campfire smoke. Starts like a Scotch, finishes like an American whiskey.
All off the cuff here. This is
I know.
fantastic.
He's good.
Yeah, well,
Very good. Also, if you see a bottle of Corsair at the bar,
Drink
Ask
it, drink it,
for-
drink it fast. We
drink it
need you to
fast.
buy it.
Take it from them.
and then
Drink it.
I want you to take a shot, and then you go, shit, that's good.
that's right. Yeah, give yourself a nice shit. Right. You may or may not be kicked out of the bar, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
But they'll know how much you love Corsair. And if you go to Corsair Distillery, tell them, hey, I heard about you from the Murder Schmurder Gang.
Austin sent you.
That's right.
Speaking of gang, Pierce, Xander, y'all got any plugs? Is there anything we should know about you guys?
Yeah, actually, I got some music that I make. You know, I've been making music for a while. Y'all
Oh,
can
hell
find
yeah.
my stuff on Apple Music, Spotify, and I got a lot of stuff on SoundCloud too. It's a Z Wild with an E at the end of Wild. Z Wild, you know, little plug right there.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Hell
Name
yeah.
dropping.
Z Wild, you want to come on the show? We can do a song together.
Hell yes.
SoundCloud.
Oh,
It's about to
also,
be fucking lit, dog.
Xander, shoot us a link to a track that you want to like pitch specifically, and we'll
Okay,
throw that
man.
at the end of the episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Hell yeah.
There you
Shit,
go.
yeah.
I'll send
There
y'all
you
something
go.
Hell
nice.
yeah.
That's
a
good.
great idea, Grant. I'm glad I thought of it.
That'll be awesome.
Great job, Jamie. Oh.
That has been hanging out so long.
That was painful.
There's like 5 tries.
Just stab him. Just stab him. Just stab him right now.
For our,
Pierce
like,
left his fist up for Grant
So
to dab him.
long.
it was a good man.
And I had like motion to Grant.
damn it.
Dab
I was-
him, dab him.
I
And
was
Grant
like,
just
Pierce,
looking at me
for
like,
so
yes, I will
long.
dab you if you need
As
me
he
to.
was listening, as he was reading off his episode, I was looking at him so much, but then I just went straight into fucking hero mode, you know? Anyways,
I got
Now-
small hands.
If you'd like to go on a
What's that little thing?
Oh, God.
if you'd like to go on a hunt for gold with any of us, please email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
That's don't email trashville@gmail.com.
Joseph, is there anything that you want to hear from our listeners?
You know, it's funny you say that because we got a nice email.
Oh my god.
oh, that's weird. What happened? I don't know.
Absolute motherfucker. You son of a bitch. You're a terrible person. I hate you. And I hope that Scoutmaster Daniels grabs you and
that's
never
too
lets
far.
go.
Too
You
far.
don't mean that.
Too
Yeah,
far.
you know what?
You
The
don't
more
mean
we
that?
say his
You don't
name,
mean that.
the stronger he gets.
Grant's gonna grab him with his fucking monkey toes.
Oh, you better fucking not, dude.
Take the sock off.
I'll fucking behead you
Right.
and burn you
No,
up
no,
just
no.
like a cougar.
Scoutmaster Daniels will suck him. He's gonna suck them
Give me them
toes.
toes, boy.
Okay, I'm never taking
All
my
right.
socks off again.
And I'm never taking off these socks that Grant gave me. They
You
have
want to
no
know how
holes
I
in
got
them.
these scars?
That's how you get the holes.
Suck Joseph's feet.
You want to know where these holes came from?
All my holes are for Scoutmaster.
Please
hold
tell
on.
us what holes you want to be filled by Scoutmaster Daniels.
Here's what I was
Here
gonna
at
say.
Don't
Yeah.
email
We got a lovely
trashful@gmail.com.
email. We got a lovely email from Jimmy. What's her name? It's the one email we've gotten. You can
Did you
find
respond to her yet? Did you say, "Hey, we're working on it"?
Not yet. I wanted to surprise her when the episode was going to be dropped.
it. It's gonna take forever till
Right.
that episode is released. Just email her
that
back.
we're going to email. Yeah.
What's her name, please? First name only.
Paige.
Paige.
Jesus
We
Christ.
had I know. We had a lovely email from a lovely listener named Paige about the Edgewood military experiments.
Oh, that's a good one.
Me and my other favorite scout, Austin,
That's me.
are going to be double teaming it just like Scoutmaster Daniels did to us
That's right.
with his evil doppelganger.
We're disciples of Daniels.
And then Grant
And
and
if you
I.
want to hear more stories that we can do, give us those ideas. Come on, give it to us.
Give
we want
us
to
some
do the
ideas.
stories.
Grant, what are we covering?
The Nexium cult.
Nexium cult.
That's right.
Thank you, Paige. We appreciate everything. you do
Paige,
for-
God damn it. Stop doxing people.
Yeah.
Sorry. Paige, thank you for emailing us at gmail.com. We love everything that you do for us. Apparently, you live somewhere in the Nashville area.
Oh my God. Can you mute him?
Yeah.
It says it was sent from an iPhone.
You should have sent this email when you got it.
We'll get the
hey,
cords
thank
out
you
as
so
soon as
much for your
possible.
for being
Paige
the
at gmail.com. Living somewhere in the Nashville
Jules charges
area.
us per beep.
I appreciate everything you do for us. I'll probably look up your IP address later, and then we'll put a link
right.
to your
This is
address.
cool.
All right.
and-
Isn't it nicer without
Jules,
Nana?
end
Can
the
we just
episode
do
like at
everything?
least
941
5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
205.
All right.
The 615.
Okay, here we go.
Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder Schmurder is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by Jules. This has been another production of Murder Schmurder. It's the Murder Schmurder podcast.